Hi, this tutorial I'll talk about 1/5/8. That's a hand shape that you're going to use a lot on a double strung harp. You really don't need to use very many hand shapes because the fact the sounds overlap makes complex tones and effects without doing a lot of fancy changes of hand shape, which is good because there's so many strings to look at. If you just do hand shapes, you don't really need to look at the strings much. So the first one I'll teach, and the most common one that I use, is the 1/5/8. So like in the left hand, we use this a lot on a single strung harp, like C, G, C, or F, C, F, or G, D, G. So we're used to that. But with double strung, I like to use also a 1/5/8 in the right hand. When I used to that, you can practice that on your single strung harp before you get a double strung. And so it's like the C, G, C, and the G, D, G. This I use all the time. Now here are a couple of things you can do with it. 1/5/8 can be played arpeggiated, they can be played blocked, they can play rolled. So if you're doing the next technique I'm going to show you, I call stacked 1/5/8 because it's the same chord in the left hand and the right hand, but instead of them being in the same register, one of them goes up an octave. So the neat effect is that your thumb here is playing the same note that your fourth finger is playing. Can't do that on a single strum. Now let's do that stacked 1/5/8 as blocked 1/5/8s. That might be dramatic in a tune. You can do rolled, or just plain. But with rolled you can always hold off on something like, I think that's beautiful. Then you can also do arpeggiated. And again, you can use this on any chords. So stacked C's, C 1/5/8, C 1/5/8, F, D, blocked, rolled, arpeggiated, all pretty. Next is a technique I call the staggered 1/5/8. So let's say I have a G 1/5/8 here. Instead of stacking another G right on top of it, I'm going to stagger some other chord in there. So in this case I'm going to go down to an F 1/5/8. So it's going to sound like this. I love that. Stacked G's and G's, and then the G with the F's sort of sandwiched. And you can find all sorts of beautiful combinations. I've got some that I just did, and I'll show them. C and F sound great. C in the left hand, F in the right hand. Let's see. F in the left hand and C in the right hand is cool. That's your rolled. I hesitated and then rolled the rest. And it's really, I'll slow it down so you can hear it better. Isn't that cool? I love it. So it sounds complex, but you're really just doing this with your right hand and this with your left hand. But it sounds like only on the double strung can this happen. You can experiment around with this staggered 1/5/8s, but here are a couple that are pretty. G and C. G and D are pretty. Now, if I played them in a, so they weren't sort of overlapping, then I wouldn't call them staggered. So if I did a G here and a D here, that's beautiful too. That's something you can do on a single strum. Let's see. But here we're going to do it on a double strum. Different effect in the same register. Let's see. Also a D in the left hand and an A in the right hand is very cool. D in the left hand and G in the right hand.